the Know.
Welcome to In the Know, and we're going to be talking today with our guest, and she's going to introduce herself in a minute, but we're going to be talking about the Black College Club. And I got to say, I love HBCUs, and before I came on air, I had to proclaim it. I'm going to proclaim it again. There's the one and the only great HBCU in this country of ours, and it's located in Huntsville, Alabama, the Alabama A&M University. Hey, how's everybody doing? Hey, Miss LaDon, how you doing? I see your face. Introduce yourself and go ahead.
Excited about that.
Yes. Introduce yourself, because I know you coming with something.
LaDon Moore, president of Black College Club, alumni of the WU, Wilberforce University.
Hey, I know that school is a shame on you, Clarence.
What? Come on now.
You were proud.
I'm proud.
You have to remember to be ashamed.
Oh, really? I like her. Welcome. You've been here before, Mrs. LaDon.
Yes.
And we welcome you back. But we're
Thank
going to
you.
talk again this year about your coming up trip with the Black College Club and everything. But first of all, let's remind people what the Black College Club is. Give a little history and background of Black College Club.
Black College Club is a club/organization that was founded roughly around 1997 by Kevin Howe and Brenda Robinson. Back then, they took buses of kids to black universities within Fort Wayne, out of Fort Wayne, to give them the experience, the exposure, and the education of a HBCU. And I think their last trip was around 2016. And so in the last couple of years, obviously Fort Wayne, there's a lot going on here with the youth, and we felt the need to reboot it and bring it back.
Yeah, that's good. I thank you. That's a good thing. And I think it's necessary because, we hear about the universities that are around here and, the name universities, not saying HBCUs are not named, but they're not as prevalent in conversations as you should go to IU, you should go to Purdue, you should go to Michigan State. They're not in those conversations where I think our community and our children should be exposed more to the HBCUs and the history. And I want to thank you for continuing that legacy of Mr. Howe and Ms. Robinson.
Yes. We are blessed to be able to have their blessing to be able to continue it and hopefully introduce, the next legacy of youth that will attend these universities and benefit from them.
Right. You brought up, I also found that the last tour was 2016. There was an interview done, I believe, with the Ink Spot, where you and, was it Michelle?
Michelle King,
yes. So you were talking back and forth, and one of you had said that it has been since 2016, so we really want to, you used the word restore this in the community. So it sounds like in 1997 or early on when it started, there were a lot of trips, there was a lot of involvement, correct?
Correct.
So when you said to restore and that there's things going on with the youth right now, why do you feel like it is important? Why do you feel like the Black College Club is very important and relative right now?
For one, history. A sense of togetherness, to be proud of who you are, where you're from, to know that there's different levels to being black, right? And don't let anybody box you in and tell you that you are inferior, that you don't deserve something,
True.
that your race, your people can't be anything, won't be anything.
Right.
Some youth won't go outside of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
True. Correct.
But if we can give them an opportunity, if it's for the week of their spring break, to see what's beyond Fort Wayne, Indiana, and to see brown faces, black faces,
Right.
different melanin, and to
Yes.
see it's different levels
Right.
to who they are, then that's what we're here to do.
It's major.
Yeah, and I'm going to testify to that because, before I went to A&M, you think all black people that you grow up around, that you live around, they're all the same. They all do the same thing. We think they all have the same behavior.
Absolutely.
That's how we're. But when I got there and you saw the difference in us, I mean, from everywhere,
That's the
different
first
walks
time
of life.
I found out that not every black child had chores.
Right. Right. It's different. It's different.
You know something? My daughter went to Central State, and the first thing I told her, it's a culture shock within your own culture. Now, both of y'all went to HBCU. Can you explain the culture shock?
I'm gonna go with you first, Miss LaDon.
My first shock was probably leaving my friends and family behind. I remember literally, before it's about 2.5, no more than 3 hours away, crying myself probably halfway through that trip, feeling like I'm not going to befriend anybody, but you get there, just waking up not being asked why your hair is like that.
Yeah.
Why you iron every day.
Right.
Why you put hot sauce on everything. You just don't have to ask certain questions, and seeing that proudness of who you are and with a common goal, and you want to be educated, you set goals for yourself. It's a positive environment, and you're still doing things that other youth in your age group do.
Right.
And it's just in a celebrated community where there are parameters, and you're having fun, but you're doing it with people that look exactly like you.
Right. Right.
It's comforting. I think
It is. It really is. It really is. It really is.
Because kids are kids no matter what color they are, right?
Correct.
But it's just some type of comfort level when you wake up and
You see yourself.
you see yourself.
Right.
You feel a little bit more at home.
Right.
Right.
Right. And I'm agree with you that my culture shock was my first 5 classes. I went to first 5 classes, and all my professors were black. Every last one of them.
True.
That was something I would never had seen. I mean, black men, black women from all over the country, but my first 5 classes, all my professors was black. I was like, man, this is for real. But then, as you say, when you get around people that are like you and that don't do things, I mean, you can walk across campus and you might not know nobody. And all of a sudden, you can sit down and there's a conversation and you'll find a commonality and you'll be able to make friends and things like that. But then again, just seeing the history of where we were, where we come from, and just like you said, the celebration of who we are and where we are, and to see that many black people come together in a place and it's just positive environment. I mean, it was amazing. But the education of just seeing black teachers all day, every day. And 90% of who people I dealt with, from the bursar's office to the registrar office, 95% of the people I dealt with were black.
Absolutely.
And it was just different. But it felt good.
It felt good. Yeah. It even felt good seeing minorities there.
Yes, it did.
Because there are minorities at HBCUs.
Yes,
and it's reverse. They get a scholarship for being there, for being the minority.
Yeah. That's true.
You get a little, you diversify your campus a little bit.
Right.
But it's a wonderful thing.
We do bring up teachers a lot as far as, and that's something that obviously I would never think about that. Like me as a white person, like you said, kids are going to be kids, adults are going to be adults.
Right.
So you're always going to be judged, you're always going to be critiqued. But there, you're not judged and critiqued because you're black.
Right.
So that's where the difference is. And me listening to you say, oh, well, it was awesome to see that the teachers looked like me. And I'm sitting here thinking, all of my teachers look like, so it's just another reason that we have these conversations. Because there are things that I don't think about.
Right.
Not that I don't sympathize with, but if I don't know about it,
it's your privilege.
I can't. It is, and I can't sympathize with something that I don't know.
Right.
So I just wanted to bring that up because that's what a lot of people don't understand.
Right. Now, tell us about the current Black College Club. Give us your makeup, and if there's anybody that's on your board or on your team that you want to recognize, but give us the makeup of your new Black College Club.
Absolutely. This is our second year in Reboot. This year, we've partnered with the Boys and Girls Club. That's been a good partnership for us. We have a total of 5 board members. Myself and Michelle King, we divide the chair, the head
Okay.
chair. We have Malik King. He does a lot of our financial things. We have Natasha Nichols, and we have Patrice Gates.
Okay.
And then we work very closely with, who's like now part of our board, with Jason Jordan, and he's a part of the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah. You know where Jason went to college?
I do, but I won't say it. I
Why
won't
you
speak
say
of it.
Why won't you
I
say
won't
it?
speak
Where
of it.
Jason go to college?
He really wanted you to say it.
I
didn't
won't
he?
speak.
I saw that name. Do you know where Jason went to college? All right. Now, what's your trip this year?
Our trip is still again during spring break. They're going from April 2nd through the 5th.
Okay.
Okay.
And what's your lineup?
We have North Carolina A&T, the North Carolina A&T, North Carolina Central, Livingston College, Bennett College, which is an all-girls university, Shaw University, and Winston-Salem State University.
Yeah, Winston-Salem State. North Carolina A&T. I want to talk to that. Anybody, Eric, you should know about North Carolina A&T. What are they popular for now?
Golf?
No. They are the #1 track program in the country. They have been, in the last 3 years, have been the number
still
one.
number one?
Still number one. North Carolina A&T. But how did
A&T is always popping.
No,
I think going to A&T is because my first tour, I went to A&T.
Really?
I went to A&T. I went to Florida A&M. Where else did we go? We went to like 5 different schools. But when I stepped on those universities, I won't forget them.
Right.
Like the excitement,
That's true.
That's
true.
Whew.
You know, and even like, I didn't do the Black College Club, but when we were in school and we would go to different colleges for different sports events, it was amazing. Fisk, you ever been to Fisk?
I haven't been to Fisk, but I have
Fisk
a
is-
great friend who went to Fisk.
Fisk is amazing. I like Fisk. I like Miles College in Birmingham. You know, Morehouse at ACU. You know, Morehouse, Clark Atlanta, Spelman.
We have all those schools being represented at our college fair this year, March 9th,
All right, well,
at the Boys and Girls Club.
plug that real quick because that's coming up.
Yeah, March 9th at the Boys and Girls Club Gymnasium, we have a college fair / day party. And we have local alumni represent different schools. Some of the schools there will be Florida A&M, Alabama A&M, Grambling, Howard and Hampton University, Norfolk, Clark Atlanta, Morehouse, and Spelman.
You know I'm gonna do this all show, so I
don't
gotta
wanna- I don't
go,
wanna hear
go
it.
back. Let's hear it again. Come on, go.
You can name them all except for that one.
Right.
Because you know.
And that's from 2 to 6. We'll have a DJ. We're calling all Divine 9. If you know any in the city, come out, do your thing. We welcome that. It's open to the community. It's not just for the youth.
Right.
It's for parents, grandparents, teenagers, elementary age. It's just supposed to be a good time.
And you said that's 2 to 6, March
6,
9th at
March 9th.
2609 Fairfield.
Yes.
The Boys and Girls
Boys
Club.
and Girls
Boys and
Club
Girls
in
Club.
the gymnasium.
And you know something? I always wanted to go to Howard.
The Howard.
Howard or Morehouse. It's
That was
just-
a good school.
Yeah, it's just like I seen a few clips on them. Well, I watched a documentary actually, and it's just like, man, if I would have known this about this school when I was in high school, I probably would have tried to find a way to get into one of those schools.
Well, you got to get your grades up.
My grades was fine.
Oh, sis telling on you. Sis telling on
My
you.
grades was actually pretty good. It's just
telling on you.
that SAT test.
You had to run one more event.
That'll
Track.
get you.
No, it's that SAT. I just couldn't.
Sis telling on you.
Actually, my grades is good. It's just that SAT.
You say that now.
No, my SAT scores went about nothing. I couldn't. Hey, I can't take a test to save my life.
I feel you.
Those standardized tests aren't meant for
Well,
people who look
it
like
wasn't
you.
meant for me to do because I did it 3 times. It was like, something, forget y'all.
Not 3 times, he said.
Yeah.
As far as people wanting to get involved, or if someone's watching and they say, I want to get my child involved in this, or I want them to go on a trip, where do people find information and how do they go about doing that?
Well, let me back up a little bit because we're not just about a trip, right?
Right.
We have an entire season of workshops that we produce once a month on Thursdays at the Kelly Center. We also did the same sort of thing last year where we did workshops, and it's pretty much to educate, our kids and leading up to the tour.
Right.
So typically the kids who participate and engage in those workshops have an automatic spot on the tour.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Right? Because at some point this tour is going to get so big you have to start eliminating.
Right.
Process of elimination. But you can reach us. You can email us all the time at Black College Club Fort Wayne. Well, FW. blackcollegeclubfw@gmail.com. Okay.
Well, and just ask a question. I want to lead in this question because you only can lead by example. How did you become exposed to HBCUs and Wilberforce? What made you choose Wilberforce?
Well, I became exposed to HBCUs through the Black College Club. My first tour was with Brenda Robinson. At the time, her daughter was a senior who's my sister to this day. And she took a smaller tour outside of Mr. Howe's bigger tour that year around to universities. And we went for a week. We had fun. I chose a Wilberforce by default. You have to have a plan A and a plan B. Most kids, like today and like then, only had a plan A.
Right.
My plan A was TSU, Tennessee State University. I did not take a third math. Guidance counselors do not always guide the kids
True.
in the
That's
right
true.
way and let them know what they need to do to get to the next level they want to be. I think I begged and pleaded to take it in the summer, and I couldn't, so I had to pivot. However, it was where I was supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? It was closer to home. It was a smaller campus for me. I was the first in my family, in my immediate family, amongst my first cousins and my aunts and uncles to go to college. So I needed a different type of support.
Right.
And Wilberforce was designed for who I was and what I needed at the time.
Right. And I can say that too because I had my heart set on going to a major university. But A&M is a family school. That's where my mom's family went. And my mom said when we was going to college, she was like, where you going? I was naming this college up. She said, who's paying for it? You. So she said, if I'm paying for it, you're going to, and my sister was down there. I was like, nah. So I did go down there. I went down there for my senior visit. I don't know if they still do that. They give you college visit days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went down there for a Thursday. I was down there for a whole weekend. Thursday and Friday was my senior visit days, and I stayed down there for the weekend. But being on that campus, it was like, yo, this is where I need to be. It was really that because I went.
The band playing?
The band was playing.
Yeah. Was the cafeteria open?
The cafeteria. But let me hit you. I went, and they don't have it anymore, but I went to Freaknik weekend. And people were talking about going to Freaknik. And I was like, what is Freaknik? And they was like going. I was asking my sister. She was going. She said, yeah, I'm going, but you're not going. I was like, why not? But anyways, it was just the excitement. It was the understanding and the excitement and the people seeing, and like I said, everybody was partying, everybody's gearing up, but then watching the student government and seeing the build up and how the school is, and how involved everybody is in the school. From I know everybody have their set of alumni, but seeing the alumni come and they checking on people and they
People
giving
are
back,
proud.
They're
proud of HBCUs. You're proud to be who you are.
Yeah.
It's like, that's how I can describe it. Like, you just proud. You walk with your chest up, your head up,
Right.
And you proud to be there.
Right.
Now, I got a question. You say you have workshops. Can you explain which different workshops you guys have for the Black College Club, please?
Absolutely. We have workshops on FAFSA. We have workshops on writing application. We have workshops on college selections because some kids don't understand. You choose a university or a college based on your needs, right? Not everyone is good for you.
Right.
There's a lot of things that go into that. What's another workshop we have? Oh, geez. You put me on the spot, Eric.
Come on.
This year we incorporated skill and trade, because although we are promoting higher education, we don't want any. We understand that a 4-year university is not for everybody.
Yes, correct.
And these days, a skill and trade will take you a lot further.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it'll pay you that income that you want. Some people are good with their hands, right, and hobbies, and you can make a career out of that
Right.
as well. So we also incorporated that into one of our workshops this year.
Yeah. And I agree with you. And I hope, and I don't know, when you do your college choices and you teach them how to pick college choices, because like you say, every school has a specialty. Mm-hmm. And that specialty you might not want to go to because of that, it doesn't meet your needs. Mm-hmm. Like Winston-Salem State, if you want to be a teacher, go to Winston-Salem State. That's one of the top teacher colleges in black colleges. I know other schools have them, but
exactly.
one of the top ones is Winston-Salem State. Mm-hmm. If you want to go engineering, you got FAMU. You get anything with an A&M in it, actually. FAMU, North Carolina A&T, Alabama A&M, Pearview A&M. They do a lot of the mechanical things, agriculture and mechanical. That's what the A&M stand for. But they give you a lot of the engineering and a lot of hands-on and manufacturing. So you got to know what you want to do and then direct those kids to the colleges that will, accentuate where they want to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And a lot of our time is also spent on building some of the parents up and encouraging the parents to allow their child to leave and go away and further their education, because some parents, they haven't experienced that. They don't know what it looked like. And I don't want to say that they're self-sabotaging, but they're not promoting either.
Yeah.
So we're here to do that as well.
Do you have a great parent participation rate?
Come on now. This is not a coat drive. It can always be better. I don't know why, to say the life of me, and we try to, myself and other board members, we try to figure out different avenues, different ways to get the parents involved, to get the parents out to support. And it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, and we hear that a lot, especially when it comes to education. Even general education in the high schools and middle schools, it's hard to get the parents to, properly participate. That's
You go to an AAU basketball game on the weekends.
You're right.
They pay that $30 to get in.
Yeah.
They're
Everyone's
there. The
participating
entire
there.
family is there. Yeah.
crazy, isn't it? Crazy, isn't it? We got to do better as a people. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And understand that our future, black colleges and universities have graduated the top, in every field. In every field. You look at any field, and if there's a black at the top, more than likely they went to a HBCU.
Well, the one in the White House went to a HBCU,
Yeah,
right?
she went to Howard.
Okay. So
Yes.
if it's good enough for our vice president,
Say that again. You say that
if
with
it's
your
good
chest.
enough for our vice president, come
there
on.
you go. There you go.
It has to be good.
It has to be good. And I love and I got to say A&M, but I love anybody that say they're going to a black college. I encourage kids to look at black colleges before they look anywhere else, because not only, as you and I said, the environment, it's the fit. It is a proper fit, and they actually take time with you. You're not a number.
And your confidence.
Yeah.
It just kind of help build your self-esteem, your confidence, your self-awareness. Not all of our kids know the history, their history, their ancestors before them, and how lucky they are to be where they are today, but it wasn't always like that. So you go back to a HBCU and it kind of give you a sense of that history.
Right. Then you mentioned the word comfortable. You mentioned it, and people thrive in places that they're comfortable in.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I know every student do not thrive in it if they don't, well, I'm going to put it like this, if they don't accept it and be a part of the situation.
Or
be
apply.
Or apply to be a part of it. Because, you got some students, even when you go to a regular college.
PWI?
Yeah. If you don't take the time and take the initiative to join the different activities that's going on in that school, and you just say, "Oh, this is boring," and you just sitting in my room. Well, there's things going on campus.
Yeah.
Be a part.
Man.
Yeah.
Don't just sit at home or sit in your room and say, "I'm bored, ain't nothing to do." Well, it ain't gonna be nothing to do if you don't get out there and participate.
Now, I'm not going to tell my whole age, but I'm going to say I'm pre-internet on the college campus, and y'all remember the Different World, the TV show Different
absolutely.
World.
That was one of my favorite
Absolutely.
TV shows.
Yeah, and the actual walking up to campus and seeing people just singing and on a yard, they're singing, they got shows. I mean, it's like you walk in and you'll see a group of people singing. You'll see a group of people dancing. You'll see a group of, you don't have to have an event. You just walk up the yard
Yeah,
and
it's
something's
an event.
jumping
Yeah,
off. You know, you go to,
absolutely.
ours was a Greasy Spoon. This way, our little restaurant was called. You go to the Greasy Spoon, you know, everybody's in there, you know, they playing spades, they talking, you know.
Yeah, that's the student union.
Yeah.
You go in the student union.
Yeah, student union play spades and everything. But it's just like you say, and it's not only, you know, the attraction, but it is for the attraction because you see people, but the education at every HBCU is A1. You can't knock it. They have the top black professors, the top black educators, and again, not only black educators, but people that care about black students that's going to come and get the education. But what I want to ask you this is, and you mentioned it about weeding people out and then, you know, having to say no, but how do you keep kids encouraged from this event to that event and from year after year? What is the carrot that keeps them coming back?
We haven't found that yet. Like I said, this is our second year, so we're still building. We're still trying to pull, you know, youth in. And of course, since our season is throughout the school year, we're up against sports. You know, we're up against kids having jobs. We're up against video games, the gamers.
Right.
Right? So we need those parents to say, no, you're going to the club today.
Right.
Yeah.
Get off that game.
Right.
Or you off work,
Yep.
you make sure you take off on Thursdays.
Right.
Tell your employer you can't work on Thursdays.
Because here's where you're
Right?
going.
Because that's where you're going.
So how often and where do you meet?
Once a month, on Thursdays at the Kelly Center.
And where's the
It's
Kelly
right
Center?
next to the Boys and Girls Club on Fairfield.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know where it is now. But yeah, so we thank you for coming, and we're
Thank
gonna
you for having me.
thank you for doing what you're doing for our youth and getting our and even for the black colleges, getting people back involved and back interested in the black colleges and university. Even though there's only one. There's only one. There's the one. There's
You know
one.
something I used to say, you had a face only a mother you can love, but your mother don't even love you.
And we've asked her.
And we
asked her.
So
Really, E? Really, E?
So we need you to come on off that A&M, Alabama A&M.
Hey, if you
Okay.
ain't been, don't knock it. But
Goodness.
here, we're going to give you a time to look in the camera. You got students, you got parents, you got grandparents, you got aunts, you got uncles that have nieces, nephews, children, people that can be part of your club. Give your appeal to them. Tell them why they need this and why you're here.
We are here to bring a sense of connection back to the community. It's urgent. It's important. Our teens are going through a lot right now. They need that additional support. We're here to provide the experience, the exposure, the education, the awareness, the love. If you're looking for your kid just to go somewhere and be loved on, we're here for that. Like I said, this program has backed and supported several people coming out of Fort Wayne, gave them the opportunity to see beyond what's outside of maybe your block, your neighborhood, your school.
Right.
You know, this is a club and a community where your kid won't fail. They can't fail. You know, we accept great grades. We accept grades that's not okay, because sometimes those grades aren't okay because they're not understood.
Right.
Right? So we don't shy away from any of that. We're here. We're here. We're ready to help. We're ready to expand. And we're just happy to be a part of this community again.
All right. Give your website once again.
blackcollegeclubfw@gmail.com.
Yeah, Ms. LaDon, we thank you again.
Thank you.
And we want to reach
Thank you.
out to our audience and all those of you viewing us. We do thank you for being with us. But if you have a young child high school, or even middle school. They're forming to think where they are. Mm-hmm. Get interested and look at black colleges and universities, and get out of your neighborhood, because your world is bigger than your neighborhood.
Absolutely.
And
Amen.
if we don't support HBCUs, just like they're trying to take Black history out of schools, these might go away, because funding is, they're always trying to cut funding to them. But we need you.
Just like the month of February.
Yes.
Give us the shortest month.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So we're asking you to join Miss LaDon Moore in the Black College Club. Send your students and also parents. Get involved. Help her out. If there's any fundraisers, if you need anything to promote coming up, just come back and we'll put you on and let you promote everything.
We appreciate this platform.
We thank you for coming back. But we thank you again for joining us. And E, you didn't talk to left tonight. I don't think I should do this, but I'm going to send it to you anyway. Before we leave our people, what do we always say?
Hey, always protect your mind.
A podcast by Neutral Voices Media Group. In the Know.